Hey, what's going on everyone? Greg here, and today I have some brand new leaks and rumors regarding the iPhone 12 that I wanted to share with you, and that would include things like specs for all the iPhone models, the new LiDAR scanner, and some renders detailing what the new iPhone 12 will look like with that brand new LiDAR scanner, and actual screenshots from the iOS 14 code detailing some new features. Now, before we get into this video, I wanted to do another shameless self-promotion about my Twitch channel. So I have been streaming pretty regularly on Twitch lately. So if you have any interest in video games, if you want to connect more with me and chat with me live there as I'm streaming games, be sure to give my Twitch channel a follow. We're actually doing pretty well in racking up the followers, but we are still trying to reach that 100 milestone. So if you want to connect more with me, if you like video games, please give my Twitch channel a follow. Furthermore, I would also recommend that you check out the podcast GadgetCast. That's the podcast that I do with my buddy Travis MCP. And last night on the show, we actually got breaking news from John Prosser himself, and he has been on fire lately with all of these Apple leaks. And a lot of what I'm talking about in this video was first confirmed on the GadgetCast live stream, so I will leave a link to the podcast as well as the live podcast show where you can usually check us out every Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern. But anyway, enough shameless self-promotion. Let's get back into the video and cover some of these iPhone 12 leaks, which actually first starts with an image. In this leaked image, we can see the new camera array system and how the brand new LiDAR scanner, which was featured on the latest iPad Pro, will be placed inside of that camera bump. Up until this point, most mock-ups of the iPhone 12 depicted a 3-camera array with a very small time-of-flight sensor or a quad camera lineup, but incorrectly showing what the time-of-flight sensor would look like on that. So if you're a longtime viewer of the channel, you obviously know that we've talked about the iPhone 12 a bunch, and anytime we would reference this sensor, we would just call it a time of flight sensor. Well, obviously now, with the brand new 2020 iPad Pros, we now have even more detail about what this sensor will be and how it will work, and we also know that it is now a LiDAR sensor. And because we have the 2020 iPad Pro with the LiDAR scanner, I can now get a feel for how enhanced the augmented reality will be inside of the iPhone 12 Pro models. Based on my early usage with the 2020 iPad Pro, the LiDAR scanner makes augmented reality a much better experience because it gets rid of the scanning setup that current iPhone models have. So AR is more instant, and when you're placing objects with the LiDAR scanner equipped iPad Pro, you get much better object placement and occlusion, meaning that you can basically place objects behind or in front of the AR object, and the LiDAR scanner does a good job making the object seem like a physical object in the room. Now, even though I think the LiDAR scanner inside of the iPad Pro works well and is pretty cool, I think that technology makes a lot more sense in something that's easier to hold up for a longer period of time, like a smartphone. Obviously, this is a lot easier to scan your environment and hold up and view things in than with a more heavy and more awkward iPad Pro, especially the 12.9-inch one. Holding that around and doing AR with it for a long time, it's not necessarily the best experience. But even then, even on the iPhone, I still feel like this LiDAR scanner is a Trojan horse for the eventual release of dedicated hardware, and I think that will come in the form of these long-rumored Apple AR glasses. So obviously with the iPad Pro already having this LiDAR scanner, with this future iPhone 12 potentially, and pretty much confirmed at this point, having this LiDAR scanner, this would basically be a way for developers to start developing AR apps, and then again, Apple would then use that experience and all of that work done on AR apps for the iPhone and iPad, and then they would be able to easily shift those apps over to those Apple AR glasses. However, the LiDAR scanner might be used for more than just augmented reality inside of the iPhones, and this would come in the form of more photocentric features. So 9to5Mac is saying that Ming-Chi Kuo is reporting that the 6.7-inch version of the iPhone 12 Pro Max will be getting a new camera module with a bigger 1/1.9-inch sensor, as well as what Kuo calls sensor shift technology. 9to5Mac reports this as sensor shift stabilization systems, which would typically support 5-axis correction. So it sounds like this camera system might be getting a big upgrade in terms of stability, and also the bigger image sensor will help out a lot in just making pictures not only look better and more detailed, but specifically in low lighting scenarios, having a bigger camera sensor would definitely help out. Now, according to the leaks I got from John Prosser on GadgetCast last night, he basically gave me a bunch of identifiers for the different iPhone models, and he also explained that the iPhone 12 Pro and iPhone 12 Pro Max will be the only iPhone 12 models receiving this new LiDAR scanner. Furthermore, in this information, we are also getting reports that all iPhone models for this year will be getting reduced or smaller notches. That was something that was in the air up until this point, but it looks like a lot of people are going to get their wish with a smaller notch. And like I've covered countless times in the past, but I'll cover it here very quickly, we still expect all iPhone 12 models to receive a new design that resembles something similar to the iPhone 4 with its flat edges, and we're also expecting all iPhone models to receive both the new A14 chip and 5G modems. John Prosser confirmed this to us, and again, this lines up with all the earlier reporting that the iPhone 12 would have 4 models with sizes ranging from 5.4 inches on the smallest to 6.7 inches on the iPhone 12 Pro Max, with an option for a 6.1 inch size for both the normal and Pro iPhone 12. On top of that, we still expect all models to feature an OLED display, but still no confirmation that Apple will use a ProMotion display on the Pro models. That's still up in the air at this point. We've also heard in the past that at least the iPhone 12 Pro models for this year would be receiving 6 gigabytes of RAM, and now that we do have the 2020 iPad Pro released and we now know that all of those come with 6 gigabytes of RAM, I think that is a fair assumption to make. Now that does cover all the new hardware leaks for the iPhone 12, however, we still have some leaked information about iOS 14, including leaked screenshots. These screenshots come courtesy of your favorite leaker, Donglebook Pro? Donglebook Pro apparently has access to iOS 14 code, giving us a look at a rumor I covered earlier on this channel that Apple will be allowing more customization with wallpapers. The new wallpapers feature is called Wallpapers Collection, with the default selections having Earth and Moon, classic stripes, and flowers. The customization goes even further in these screenshots. It looks like you'll be able to pick from different options for each wallpaper, colors, and a new smart gradient option. Furthermore, 9to5Mac is stating that Apple is working on a potentially bigger feature than just wallpaper collections. Under the codename Avocado, Apple is testing allowing widgets to be placed on the home screen for the first time. This is a very, very interesting development, as widgets on the iPhone have always been regulated to their own screen, and this would be a major shift in the home screen appearance for what we are used to seeing. Obviously, Android has had the option for widgets for a while, so I would expect similar functionality and placement options. These iOS 14 leaks are giving us our first good indication that there may be a home screen change, but we also have to take into account that Apple was shifting priority to bug fixes for iOS 14 and stability improvements, so a major feature like this might actually get scrapped and pushed back if it's causing a lot of bugs. But we should know a lot very soon, because we are obviously going to be getting developer betas of iOS 14 sometime in June when Apple holds their virtual WWDC event. Now, I want to go back to the iPhone 12 to end this video because there are a lot of conflicting reports right now, and when I usually do these iPhone 12 rumors and leaks videos, a lot of people end up asking me in the comments, when is the iPhone 12 coming out? And my usual answer for them is, Apple always holds a September event, so we should expect the iPhone 12 to come out in September. But this year is a little different. Obviously, there is a major event going on in the world right now, and we aren't even sure if Apple's supply chain is currently fully operational. We are receiving some reports from Foxconn and other places that the supply chain is ready to go, that Apple isn't facing any sort of production issues with the iPhone 12, but I would maybe take those with a bit of a grain of salt. And even if production is fully operational and Apple is ready to get every single component ready for the iPhone 12 and build those out, we still have to consider that maybe Apple doesn't want to time these iPhone 12s to be released in September if everything isn't fixed by then. And I've seen other similar stories basically saying that Apple is trying to weigh their options right now, and they are even considering delaying the iPhone 12 until 2021. Now again, you have to take all this reporting with a grain of salt. All these things can change basically daily at this point, but I do have to believe the reporting coming out of Front Page Tech from John Prosser, and all of his reporting is basically saying that the iPhone 12 is still on track to launch this year, but we probably shouldn't expect it in the usual September timeframe, maybe in late October or early November. However, even with all this uncertainty, the iPhone 12 remains a popular topic and an anticipated product. So I'm sure we're going to get even more leaks and rumors as the year goes on, and I will be sure to keep you updated when that happens. If you are liking these updates, make sure you give me a like. If you want to see more from my channel, make sure you're subscribed. Also, be sure to let me know in the comments below, what do you think of these latest iPhone 12 leaks and rumors, and are you getting excited for this smartphone? Also, don't forget to support this channel by checking out the links in the description. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch if you're interested. And also, make sure you check out the podcast GadgetCast. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care, everyone.